Started running into a couple problems. We got the big one out with the reducer. Made a little dull. We got an air gun. We have that. We have a back bolt that does not want to come out, okay? So, inside here, this stuff is just it's a little damp. So we actually have a leak we have to find and fix. But there's a round spot up here in the front that you can hole saw out, and you can actually see the top of the nut. Check it out. Actually see in the shadow of the camera and everything. So it's in here. Right now I believe that's spinning. We do also the rubber, there's a hole saw kit. The rubber in the control arm is spinning here, which means it's kind of locked into this collar here, so there's probably some rust in there. As you can see, I PB blasted this thing, left it sit for more than a day. So right now we're at the fun spot of seeing what we got to do to be able to get that bolt out. I have other bolts, so if we have to, we can put a nut on there. I'll show you what I come up with and what I end up doing to get this out. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'll probably end up cutting some of those threads off the bottom, or I could even possibly cut the bolt head off at the bottom and drive the stud up through the top now, and then put a different nut up top with maybe even the same bolt, maybe even tack weld it in there or something, just to try to make it nice. So I'll let you know. This very fancy little tool actually came in kind of handy this time. There's the drill driver, there's the part number 250520. You can put different attachments on this. I got it to use for an angle screwdriver, so it kind of worked for that because the dash is in the way. Just made that stuff a little easier. So we'll get this out. Update, we got a Sawzall here. Basically pretty much used up. This is the last one. Ended up cutting through the bottom, and then we cut through the top. And the bolt, like I said, is rusted into here, and then it wanted to spin up in here, so it's still in here. All right, so what I'm working on right now is basically just getting cleaned up because we finally just got it removed. All right, I'm going to come in here and see what I got to do to get the tabs bent up on that, down in there, and then push it up through from the bottom, and then I'll get out another one of those bolts, the exact bolt that goes in there, and I'll probably put a nut or something on the top side, and then I'll just reseal that back in place with some seam sealer and vacuum up that mess and just get everything cleaned back up. But that right there, that's where we're at. Just wanted to update. So this is the first time I've really ever had to do this. Every single one of these I've ever wanted to get apart came right out. So I guess there's a first for everything. Here's the update. We have lots of pry bars, a couple hammers, an air hammer, for the power with the spreading jaw, which didn't work. But we have removed the nut holder thing that's supposed to be in there. It actually has this little plate that holds it in from factory. And we ended up opening this hole up just a little bit by prying around on the edges, so I'm gonna have to straighten that out some. But you can actually see down in here pretty good now, and that's where it's at. So I got to grab the bolt out and find a nut, clean that up some, clean this mess up out here, and get that taken care of. But I mean, worst case scenario, that's what you got to do. I don't know if I would have went inside and actually cut that open and applied some heat with a torch, if it would have came out, based on the fact that it was seized in the bushing in the control arm, because it's the original control arm on this car, and this car's seen a lot of weather, if you didn't catch that in a couple views. But this thing's just being made to go fast and hurt feelings. So let's get back to figuring this mess out. What a day. What a pain in the neck bolt. But we have everything together. We have all of the brakes are bled out. We have all fresh fluid through the entire system. We have all the coilovers are installed, the new front control arms, the new wheel bearings, everything here is ready to go. We, well, I basically just put this together like this so that I could bleed the brakes out, because I need to roll this thing out and work on something else because we're still waiting on parts. But I also still need to finish up and clean up the floor in here. If I had a light, I would show you more. Basically, what I did was I got the original bolt and I found a nut that fit on it, put a couple washers on, ran it down through. It built it up past where it needed to be. I have to bend this hole a little bit nicer and straighten it out, along with vacuum out the debris that's in here. And then we'll just stick that hole, that right back in there. And if somebody needs to get in at it, maybe I'll just coat it with some anti-seize. Shouldn't have to worry about doing control arms on this car for some time now. But yes, everything is done. Every single thing we wanted to get done with this time is finished up. The next thing that's going to happen with this car is when this comes out, I'm going to get the transmission in here. I'm going to get the transmission pulled down. We're going to work on getting the new input shaft and gears and blocking rings installed for this. Like I said, we still have some more parts on the way. We have a new battery ready to go. So that's kind of where I'm going to end this part of the red build right now. Like I said, we're waiting on stuff. So as soon as we get it, we'll get it together.